Good evening and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the Baku Grand Prix in Azerbaijan, and it is round 2 of the championship. My name is Jamie Morris, and I'll be taking you through this 18-minute qualifier session and hopefully the 26 or 28 lap race we have ahead of us in stock then. So, last time in Austria, it was Bob here who won ahead of Henry, and Steve finished in P3 with ILT 1-2-3 as they occupied and dominated the whole race. Bob Pierre took his first win since actually his first ever win in CRL, because he came super close in some occasions, especially in Abu Dhabi last season, but I think Jeroen Visser took it off his plate and therefore managed to get the win. But off in the distance goes Jeroen Visser as he outbrakes himself there in towards turn 2, so couldn't quite make the corner, as that's what the runoff area is for, to try and make use of them and make sure you get ahead, get back on the track very safely indeed, as he reverses very nicely and gently as well. The reason why he didn't go for 360 or reversed or aggressively on the power is because he wants to manage the life in those soft compound tyres. He doesn't want to light up the rear tyres already by slamming the throttle just going to the pit lane there. As we see then, Jeroen Visser, who is returning, as he was the champion, I think back in season 7 was Jeroen Visser, a champion in CRL, a one-time champion indeed. He's a very capable driver from time to time, as he's had a few race wins and podiums as well. I think the top 3 of race wins and podiums in Division 1 consists of Total P's, Relentless Walter, and Jeroen. He's definitely up there as well. They're the big 3 in Division 1, as we got Nathan JB as well, who's also a very handy competitor from time to time as well, as we did see him qualify in P4 at the I think it was the Austrian Grand Prix. It was, as Nathan JB finished in P6 at the end because Sahilu managed to get him towards the end. Sahilu is back racing once again in the Mercedes. Kyle Scarrett was racing last week, but unfortunately he is not here tonight then, as we see the drivers then out on the track. Majority of people are on the circuit, and as you can see, Jeroen Visser clatters the curb in towards turn 15. Famously, back in 2018 as well, when we saw Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley come to blows, as Legende has retired from the session. At turn 2, is that? Or turn 1? Has Legende crashed at the exit of the pit lane? If he has, then unfortunately for him, he'll start down in last place for Legende, and he'll be looking back and thinking, why the hell did I do that? But look at the kick Sauber. The kick Sauber, who's that? Is that Hobbsy? No, Jeroen back Sauber. He's going to the pit lane. So, was that purposeful from Jeroen Visser not to give the slipstream at the back of 4-star, because 4-star was using Jeroen Visser as a slipstream, and Jeroen Visser has retired in the pit lane. So, last to first for both Legende and Jeroen, as 4-star a bit squirrely on the exit at turn 2 there, as he stamps on the lower pedal once again with the DRS wide open, heading down towards turn 3. Plenty of people have crashed in turn 3 before, including the likes of Yuki Tsunoda, I believe it was, and Lawrence Stroll, and Pierre Gasly as well, who got caught up at turn 3. Coming towards turn 4 as well, this sharp right-hander just takes a bit of curb on the entry before we head all the way towards the left-hander and right-hander. I think, who was it that clipped the... was it Nick de Vries? It was. Nick de Vries retired from the race, didn't he, as 4-star put his ERS into none, so he's not happy with that lap time, as he considers it to be done, as he did go out wide in turn 2, just lost a bit of traction on the exit of the corner. Now on board with AJ Wuhan. You think that not Hobbsy, 4-star will get out of the way, which he does right now as he pulls over to the left side. But the first lap time on the board is the Scotsman of Glowstick with a 38.896, as we ride on board with his teammate headed down towards turn 15. We go. Quite a few people also been caught out here as well. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Lawrence Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi as well, and plenty more people as well in the past been caught out by the corner. This is a very tricky track. First introduced in 2016, and I remember up towards the castle section when Nico Rosberg took pole and Lewis Hamilton spoke his suspension as well, 2016 when it first arrived, and Sergio Perez got a 5-place grid penalty because in FP3, as we watch AJ Wuhan cross the line to go up into P2 with a 39.4, so not close enough to Glowstick, as 4-star slots into P3, as the McLaren driver crosses the line of Kenny, who returns back, raced as well. Kenny's, as Sieb goes quickest. Sieb has won here before, as Sahilu now tops the time machines with a 38.2. The Mercedes man puts his car on pole, as Nathan JB slots into P4, Hobbsy into P5 in the kick Sauber ahead of AJ. ILT Sieb up into P2. Sieb, 2 wins in CRL, And one of his wins comes at the Baku Grand Prix. He defended for Walter back in Season 5, I believe it was, as Sieb took a fantastic victory ahead of Walter. Sieb has had multiple race wins as well, not only 2, but more than that. But obviously the stats haven't been updated. He did win quite a few races, and I think he's broke his end plate as well, hasn't he? Has Sieb broke his end plate? He has. No? Yeah, he has. So the right side of the end fence is missing for Sieb Royal Gamer then. So did he do that lap on a broken front wing, or did he do it after his lap? I'm not quite sure. But majority of drivers then coming towards the castle section, they're all in a queue. Interestingly, all these drivers there are following each other. They're all in sector 2, except a few cars, except one car who's alone in sector 1. Who is that? Is that Alpine? It is Glowstick there, who has set a lap time of a 38.8. So Glowstick has fueled the car for more than 1 lap. He's done 2 laps already on this set of soft compound tyres. He's headed down towards turn 3 as he takes the curb, well, takes the corner very nicely in towards 3rd gear, down towards turn 4. A bit of a slide on the exit there for Glowstick as he makes his way down towards this left-right-hander sequence. It can be difficult, this left-right-hander, and as you can see there, you can see the car is very, very reluctant as well, very twitchy on the exit of corners as he tries to get the power down. It seems that the rear end of the car just seems to step out every time he applies the throttle there. As we see him go through the castle section, the Glowstick into 3rd gear, takes it very nicely, but still a bit of oversteer, a bit of wheel spin on the exit. As McConey, hello mate, how are you doing? Thank you so much for your nice comments. As we see Glowstick headed down towards turn 15. So I mentioned that in 2016 is when Baku arrived, when Nico Rosberg won. Sebastian Vettel finished in P2, Lewis Hamilton finished in P5, and Perez was 3rd because Perez had a 5-place grid penalty because he broke his gearbox in FP3 before qualifying. And Perez qualified an amazing 2nd place, but got dropped 5 places, then still finished on the podium that day as well in 2016 in Baku. Baku is a good circuit for Perez, as Glowstick crosses the line now. Glowstick goes or stays into P3, but does improve on his lap time. Elsewhere, AJ Wuhan, 5/10 up, but unfortunately has invalidated somewhere, maybe the exit of the castle section, so that's another place where people do get caught out. Bosch Evans, however, is wingless as we see him negotiate his way towards the castle section. Bosch Evans, a multiple podium sitter and race winner as well, back in the Mexican Grand Prix last season. But Bosch Evans makes a return back, 2nd race in a row here in Division 1. And Bosch Evans has been a long-time member as well of CRL. I remember the first time he came in. And he also helped and developed ACC, as ILT Leon in P9 is on the medium compound tyres, so that's a very interesting strategy with a 40.1. Four-star is back in the pit lane then. There's 2 people retired from the session, Legende and Jeroen Visser. Relentless Peas in the Red Bull is out there as well. His last win was at the Bahrain Grand Prix. At Season 10, he beat Nathan, he beat Walter, and I think he beat Jeroen as well on that day. But here is Peas then. Well, Peas for me is a very weird one because recently, I don't want to down him too much, he doesn't seem to have the pace. Like, I've raced against him in ALR, as we all know, a bit of history there between us, but yeah, we move on. But I know on his peak days, Peas can be really up there, and when he tries as well, because I think a lot of people are being lackadaisical recently, because obviously they don't really care about this game no more because it's coming towards the end of their cycle. So a lot of people just driving around for fun, not taking it too seriously if they can help it. But we see Peas on his day be super quick, and when it does happen, when he produces the magic, Peas is up there. Peas is washed. Just say it. Okay, fine, I'll say it. Nowadays, Peas is washed. Just like me, I dare say. As Owen there, Owen Farrell in the comment section. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight, Jamie. Hopefully I'll be back for next week. It's all good. I can hold down the fort, especially the castle here in Azerbaijan, so I can manage on my own. Half the qualifying has disappeared. I'm just trying to find a driver who is on a lap time, and it is this man, Sieb Royal Gamer, who took a fantastic victory as we head towards turn 4. Look at that, using all the chocolate exit. They're getting close to the wall as you possibly can as we head down towards turn 3. Back in 2019 is when we saw that drain cover rip the suspension of the floor of George Russell's car in 2019. Really destroyed this is the bodywork, didn't it, in that year as well. And now we ride up Bob Sieb. Is he up or down? He is up by half a tenth in the first sector. Good evening, Diddy mate. How are you? Nice to see you in the chat. As we see now, CRL game make its way towards turn number 8. We go. This clumsy turn 8 corner where it can catch a lot of people out. You want to maximise, you want to cut the corner essentially, but almost in the wall there we'll see, but like Robert Kubica in 2019 and also Charles Leclerc back in 2009 as well. No, 2019, don't know why I said 2009 there. But here comes CRL Gamer headed down towards turn 15 we go. Where famously back in 2018 when Roman Grosjean, this track has got a lot of history despite it being here since 2016. Produced some red flags, didn't it, back in 2017? Quite a lot of safety cars, and a lot happened during the 2017 Baku Grand Prix. This track never fails to deliver, it must be said. Yes, 2022 was quite a boring race, but Verstappen Perez first and second, double Ferrari DNF in 2022 here. And 2023 as well, when I think Fernando Alonso finished in P3, defending from Charles Leclerc. As we've got Seb making his way towards the line. Where can he go? He stays P2 with a 38.302. So nobody is matching Sahilo. Not even himself could beat himself. Sahilo there set his best lap time during the early stages of qualifying. So despite the track evolving, here comes Nathan, a second up as Glowstick goes into P2. Hobbsy up into P4. Here comes Nathan now towards the line. Nathan goes up into P3 with a 38.3. But I must say, look at the gaps. Big gaps indeed. So, elsewhere in the track, we've got AJ on his out lap, 4-star in the pit lane. Kalen out there in the Mercedes on his out lap, following the Haas driver, but that's a bit too close in my opinion. Way too close for comfort unless Freefall is finishing his lap time. So, Kalen will get a lovely tow, but he's a bit too close, especially in the middle sector where it's full of corners. So, Kalen there hasn't timed his qualifying lap to perfection. We do see a lot of this, but when I think in professional racing, well, in league racing, we see a lot of this going on when people follow each other. McConey says predicted 4-star top 5 in the Grand Prix. Optimistic, but it could happen, you know. It could happen indeed. We've got Hobbsy P5, so as Kick Sauber currently occupying 5th place, as Kalen towards the end of the first sector, 2 tenths up in that first sector. The benefit of the tow as well, but he has set a 42.2. I don't think that 4-star managed to get the top 10, did he, in Baku on Monday? But I don't think he raced, did he? No, he didn't. It was Dan who won the Grand Prix. Dan with a fantastic drive. Oh, Kalen, massive slide out of the castle session, and that has definitely lost his lap time indeed. Pease, unfortunately, has invalidated on the exit too. Kenny has not set a lap time just yet, and he also is not on a lap either. So Kenny, on the back foot in P15, needs to get a lap time on the board because he knows that 2 people ahead of him have retired from this session. Legende crashed the exit at turn 2. Jeroen Visser retired, probably wanted to go from last to first because it can be, I think it might be easy for him to do that, considering the gaps around here, but we'll see if he can do it or not. Bosch Evans in the Aston Martin is still in the pit lane as Pease is wingless. Leon has validated too. Interestingly, Leon is still on the medium compound tyres there, so maybe doing a bit of running there on those meds, but it won't do many favours when the safety car comes out a few times, because you need those medium compound tyres as he almost hits the wall too. Freefall, however, goes up into P7 in the Haas, 2 and a bit tenths up in the last sector, so good effort there for Freefall, just behind AJ Wuhan. Here comes AJ towards the line, he goes up into P5, just behind Glowstick there. Both Alpines are looking very strong indeed, are the 2 Alpines. Nathan JB is only 100th behind CRL Gamer, so it's super close between Steve and Nathan JB, but so far nobody is beaten the lap time of first place with a 38.274. That's been set at the very beginning of qualifying, and you expect the qualifying times to be quicker and quicker considering the track evolution as well. The drivers finding more time and confidence, and the grip just rubbing in as well. So yeah, it's quite interesting and strange how that lap time has to be shifted. It's just been the same throughout the whole session. So Ems Hobbsy, multiple podium sitter last season as well, also a race winner to his name, is out there so far in the Kick Sauber. He also didn't race, did he, at the Baku Grand Prix on Monday. So let's see how he does here tonight. Currently in P6. His teammate 4-star in P8. I think 4-star is actually on a flying lap. Let's see. He is. So there's 4-star out of turn 2. The last time we rode on board with him, he had a massive slide out of turn 2, but seems to have corrected his mistake. But he gets super close to the wall there as we exit or enter turn 3 now. Into third gear we go. Ooh. Just goes a bit wide, but scoops up the car still to keep it on the road as we head towards turn 4. As he gets super close on the entry, coming towards now the end of the first sector. It's going to be a 35.1. So despite a few hiccups on his flying lap, he's still 2/10 up in the first sector. Where is his main target? Maybe Hobbsy perhaps, and AJ Wuhan, as he has a slight lock there and a bit hesitant going in towards turn 8. We've got an Alpine just behind us. That is Glow Stick, I think, as 4-star climbs the hill towards the top of the castle section. That can be very difficult as well to negotiate during the Grand Prix because you're on heavy fuel as well and worn out tyres. So it's very careful as well because you might encounter a massive slide going up towards the hill in the castle section. This corner as well, you can be very careful, especially the exit, because it's so easy to lose your front wing there because you carry such good speed. It's like elevation point as well, the highest point of the circuit, and it's a massive drop. As now 4-star is up in the middle sector as well, so let's see how he continues his lap in the last sector, which is only a few corners and a massive straight. So you just hope you got the EOS battery left to try replenish it and use it all and see what we can get to. DRS is open right now as here comes 4-star towards the line. He goes up into P8 or stays P8, but his straight line speed wasn't that sufficient, was it? 320 kilometers an hour. He could barely reach it as we got Hobbsy in the kick Sauber. Then you can definitely tell that some drivers are running more downforce than others. Maybe other people don't have the confidence with the lower downforce setup, but I think high downforce is, yeah, you want the right front wing as well. You want the right balance to set up the car to make sure that the tyre wear doesn't get you in the middle sector as well. Making sure you have the balance and the downforce in the middle sector. Sahilo hits the wall on the outside towards turn 3 there, but gets away with it. No further damage done. Here is our pole sitter, our provisional pole sitter with 1 minute left to go. Looking comfortable so far, but can he improve on his own time? Only just in the first sector by 700ths of a second there. So good improvement as he rotates the car through the slow speed corners, heading down towards turn 8 where you really want to cut the corner as well as much as you can. Obviously, without a validator, Nico Hulkenberg took too much of it as he crashed in the wall in 2018 and retired as we now climb towards the steep hill of the castle section, just literally sliding through the exit of the castle section. Out of turn 13 we go. The highest point of the circuit, the elevation changes, which drops down in towards turn 16. Let's see how it tackles this corner. Remember years ago when people took the esports line, but you can't do it anymore. As he misses the apex, hits the wall on the outside, as we've got the middle sector to come, which is going to be a 10.5 up. So the Mercedes of Chihuahua is improving in the middle sector here, and I think he'll extend his pole margin because he got a decent run out of turn 16, a very critical corner because we saw Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc power drift at the corner as Piastri hunted down Leclerc. As Sahilo then makes his way towards the line, is this going to be an extension? And it is an extension. It's a 38.149, and he improves by over a tenth of a second. Massive benefit there for Sahilo. But yeah, well done to Sahilo there in P2 as both Williams are following each other. ILT Leon is on the soft compound tyres. Yes, he is. So he's in P9 so far, but there's a lot more to come from both Williams then. So Steve does not have the benefit of the toe despite being in P2. It belongs to Leo in P9. As we make our way down towards turn 16, let's see how they take it. As one driver hits the curb, the other one doesn't. He avoids the curb. As Steve then, is he up or down? Yes, he is. Steve is 2/10 up in this little sector. But is this going to be enough, though? Let's see how Steve does in the final few segments of this racetrack. As we can see that behind him, Leon should be quick as well. Leon will get a massive benefit of the toe, maybe even overtake him before the line. As we see both Williams drivers looking very handy so far. Where can they go? As the EOS has been depleted. Here comes Steve towards the line. Can Steve take pole? He can! No, he can't! Because just behind him, his teammate beats him by under 0.2 of a second. Leon's on pole, and you can definitely tell the benefit of a toe there working in Leon's favour by sitting behind Steve throughout the whole lap. So Sahilo has been beaten by both Williams drivers as Kenny puts that McLaren into P5, and that's a decent lap time considering he was on the back foot with no lap time at all. As Relentless Peas goes up into P9 in the Red Bull. Anybody else out there? Hobbsy is wingless as 4-star just outside the top 10. There he is in the kick Sauber. Let's see, can he get himself just inside the top 10? We're about to find out any second now. And he can go into P10 by 3,000ths by a second ahead of freefall. Great stuff indeed then. So Jeroen, Legende and Bosch Evans hasn't set a lap time. Boshevitz has been on the circuit, but I don't think he wanted to completely qualify. I think he had a bit of fun at the back of the field, it must be said, because I've not seen him more than once on the circuit. So, qualifying has been done and dusted, and we move on to the Grand Prix. Let's see what happens in round 2. Remember, in round 1, it was a wet start at the Austrian Grand Prix. So, the classifications are, it is Williams on pole. ILT Leon is ahead, received by 0.2 of a second. So, Hillo in P3 with Nathan JB 4th. Once again, Nathan qualifies 4th for the second time in a row. Kenny puts his car into P5 ahead of both RB drivers of Glowstick and AJ Wuhan. Hobbsy into P9 ahead of Pease. 4-star 10th with 3-4 just outside the top 10. Being demoted down by 3 thousandths of a second. Kalen in P12 ahead of Jeroen, Legende and Bosch Evans. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Jeroen, Legende and Bosch Evans make their way through the field. They've got good pace, but we'll see what happens during this Grand Prix. Safety cars are prone around this circuit. We've seen plenty of safety cars before in the past. Do you remember that massive crash towards turn 2? And yes, I'm not talking about Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz. I'm talking about Liam Carrag, Jeroen Visser and Walter. So Jeroen and Liam Carrag went side by side in towards turn 2. And I think Jeroen had a poor exit. Walter was alongside and Jeroen was just in a sandwich and they both went to the wall. Walter was out of the Grand Prix. And I think Jeroen was able to continue that day as well. So the last time we came to Baku, I think, was all those seasons ago. And I think it was season number 8, as we saw Troye win the Grand Prix ahead of Aurélien. It was Aurélien versus Tony for the championship fights back then in season 8. That was such a long time ago since we last came to Baku. But yes, Troye won the Grand Prix ahead of Aurélien. Liam finished at the podium despite being hunted down by Jeroen Visser. Then Isak Kush spun the castle section, if you remember all that time ago, and he still finished in 4th place. AJ finished in 5th in the Williams, and QRT Leroy, he was in the DRS fight, but I think he pitted twice unnecessarily, I think. And Julian Janssen in 7th place at Jeroen Visser, who spun and crashed with Walter. Then CBP9, Bob Pierre P10, Reservoir 11th ahead of Jets, and your DNS were Walter, Safu, Tony, Jasper Pasper, Nathan JB, Kenny, Joshua, and IRT Leon. But the formation lap then is on. And let's see then the drivers will have to warm up their tyres on the formation lap, warm up the brakes, etc. Get prepared for racing. As we see the Season 5 champion of Ferg in the chat. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Nice to see you here in the chat as always. A very good guest indeed. Multiple race winner. And a champion of CRL. I do miss all those years ago. I really do. I wish I could go back towards... I really will. Oh, okay. Both Williams there played around a bit. And I think both of them will get disqualified. No. They don't get disqualified for the time being. They still continue there. But yes, I do miss all those seasons ago. Such great memories indeed. And now both Williams drivers have been disqualified after hitting each other. So they're going to be on the cold, hardcore bow tyres. So that could be quite difficult in the opening lap of the Grand Prix. So their first lap is all about managing and trying to stay on the track with cold, hardcore power tyres. This track has got low grip in general. It's not a good track whatsoever, but let's see who can manage it around here in Baku. Of course, first introduced in 2016, the 2016 Grand Prix was quite a steady race, it must be said. Hamilton was recovering from 10th on the grid after he crashed in the castle section in qualifying. Nico Rosberg went on to win. Then 2017, we saw Daniel Ricciardo. Yes, Daniel Collier. We're talking about Daniel Ricciardo, mate. He started... Where did he start? I can't remember, but he dropped down into 10th place after a brake duct, after pitting, after a brake duct failure, as I think Max Verstappen retired due to an engine problem, and Danny Kvyat retired too. They're both forced Indians hit each other. Kimi Raikkonen and I think Esteban Ocon are both forced Indians hit each other, I think. Then Kimi Raikkonen and Valtteri Bottas into towards turn 2. Bottas was a lap down and finished in 2nd place. Then Daniel Ricciardo came from 10th to 1st. Lawrence Stroll picked up his first podium in his rookie season. And what else happened? Vettel hit the back of Hamilton in turn 15 as Hamilton had a headrest problem as well. But anyways, that was a fantastic race in 2017, full of thrills and spills. And Kimi Raikkonen and Perez retired from that race, but they came back in the race under the red flag. Now, that rule wasn't officially introduced until 2018 when they could do that. So I think they were both disqualified after the Grand Prix, Kimi Raikkonen and Perez, when they both got wheeled back onto the track after retiring. That's twice Perez has retired and came back on the circuit. Remember Baku 2017 and Japan 2023 because he had a penalty for hitting Magnussen. So they retired his car, then he came back on the circuit. The 2018, of course, when I think Hamilton won the Grand Prix after Bottas's puncture as Vettel was leading, but the two Red Bulls hit each other in towards turn 1. It's not the Red Bulls in first and second, it's the two Williams drivers then, as we set sail for the Baku Grand Prix. There are the lights, as it's a horrible camera view. I can't see fuck all. But anyways, here we go then for the Baku Grand Prix. Sahilo gets a mighty start. He's side by side with one of the Williams drivers. As we head down towards turn 1, contact. Nathan JB hits the back of Steve, who forced himself in towards Leon there. Now we go down towards turn 2. Here comes the Ferrari up the inside in towards turn 2. Can he make it stick as we exit turn 2? As Leon gets a very poor exit indeed. Now the Ferrari's boxed in with nowhere to go because both Williams there are side by side. Here comes Nathan JB. It's 3 abreast in towards turn 3 we go. As Steve backs out of it, Nathan is going for the lead on the Grand Prix as we've got Silla behind as there's contact with somebody there as they've lost an end play. But Nathan and Leon still remain in battle side by side as the Sauber in the background has lost his wing. That's 4 stop, but these two still going side by side. So the whole first sector as Leon classes the curb, but Nathan surely has the edge on those mini compound tyres as we head down towards turn 8. I think Nathan needs to win this battle. They need to end this battle before the castle section. Who is going to yield in the castle section? We're about to find out right now. Oh my goodness me, they kept it out of the walls whilst going side by side in that first sector in the castle section. Leon goes out wide there, and how long? And a virtual safety car has been deployed. But I'll say, how long were those two planning to go side by side there? Because usually we see a crash if people go beyond the castle section, but they made it out unscathed. I have no idea how they've done that. But Nathan JB forced himself into the lead of the Grand Prix because he started on the mini compound tyres. So the people in the background we saw make contact and lose their end plates. It was a Kicksauber, it was an Alpine driver who lost his end plate, yes. So AJ Wuhan lost his wing, and I believe 4-star was also caught up. No, it wasn't 4-star, it must be Hobbsy who lost his end plate because I saw a green end plate on the circuit. So it is a virtual safety car, not a safety car. So the racing speed has been reduced. By the way, Farrell, I do miss you on the comms box. I really do. I don't miss you on the track, but I miss you on the comms box. I really hope that me and you can commentate one day again. So let's see then. The VSC is out as Pease has retired in the pit lane. That is a quitter right there. Come on, Pease. It's a VSC, mate. So Pease is out of the Grand Prix. Kalen and AJ have pitted for a brand new end plate. Are we sure this isn't a safety car? No, no safety car has been deployed. So this is a very long VSC indeed. And the VSC has ended. We could go racing once again as Nathan JB then takes me out. Sorry, I don't even know what I was saying there. But Nathan JB then has taken the lead on the first lap, as we can see a bit of a wobble on there going for Sahilo. But every time me and you were in the circuit for it always ends in contact, as 4-star Hobbsy gets a 10-second penalty and 3-4 gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So I wonder how that happened there. I have no idea how that could have happened. Did they overtake anybody when the VSC or yellow flags was deployed? That is so strange. But a McLaren driver has lost his end plate. Oh, Kenny. Poor Kenny there in P10 has lost his end plate, but Leon is right at the back of Nathan, but it's not going to go for it down towards turn 16, but he's pushing the Ferrari along with him. So these guys on the hard compound tyres are able to stay with the medium runners as well. So that's very interesting to see. Oh, Leon gets a massive snap out of turn 16 there, just power drifting as the car lost the rear end as we now go towards the final few corners of this racetrack. Nathan JB is under massive pressure. Michaela's gone for a spin in the castle section, but right on board with the Williams drivers as DRS is enabled. Here comes Wal Williams to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Here comes the second there, making it 3 abreast as we head down towards turn 1 we go. Nathan JB has been swamped. Nathan does not have an end plate. He's side by side with the Williams to Steve as we head towards turn 1. They both make contact as we head down towards turn 2. The Williams just has a car length in front of him as he puts himself into second place, but Nathan JB unfortunately has lost his wing. So how did that occur? We didn't see Nathan hit the wall, but here comes the Mercedes right behind the Ferrari driver, but doesn't go for a move just yet as he bides his time and waits patiently for an opening. But the Ferrari driver will sustain a lack of downforce unfortunately on the front of the car. It can be very difficult to turn the car in and have to manage that until he pits. If he wants to pit for a brand new front wing when he goes on the medium compound tyres or hard, he won't pit just now because it'll be a waste of time to pit now. If he can stay with this DRS train and save his tyres, etc., make sure he doesn't lose too much time, then he should be okay. But I think when he goes on the hard compound tyres, that's when he'll change his wing and get more downforce. But so far, it's a Williams 1-2. As Robert says, I miss you, Pharrell. You taught me how to race Jeddah properly. Well, if you're not hitting the walls in Jeddah, then you're doing it right. As we see, the Williams Azeeb who hits the wall there. So goes too deep in the corner in turn 15. Did he sustain any full wind damage? He did not. So Azeeb is under massive pressure from the Ferrari of Nathan JB right behind. He's almost out of DRS range from Leon as well. As we now go towards the final few corners of this racetrack, is Azeeb able to stay in the DRS range of his own teammates? Will Leon back off to give his teammate DRS? And here comes Nathan JB with the DRS wide open on that Ferrari. Is he able to drag his way past him? No, he's not, because Azeeb, as here comes Sahilu then. Sahilu's taking advantage of the Ferrari driver, and he puts himself into P3. He slows down quite a lot. Here comes the Ferrari up the inside. That is Jeroen Visser looking for a move. But Hobbsy, just a bit late on the brakes there, stays ahead of Jeroen. As we head down towards turn 2, it's a late lunge from the Ferrari driver, and it's contact inevitably as he came from a long way back and bounced up the curb into the wheel of Hobbsy. Hobbsy just stays ahead for the time being, but how much longer? Can Jeroen find a way past it towards turn 3? No, he can't. So Jeroen has replenished his ERS as it's down towards the clipping zone, as he now needs to try and save. Hobbs in the wall there, and now Jeroen Visser goes through and says, thank you very much, mate. I'll take away P6, and Jeroen started down in 13th place. He's up into 6th now. Great driving indeed there from Jeroen. I would love to see a big battle between Azeeb, Leon, Sahilu, Nathan, Glowstick and Jeroen, and the top 6 then. Pretty much in close contact, as it should be a very interesting battle, but one of them is the outlier, I dare say, because look at that, Nathan is really struggling in the castle section. Nathan has almost lost the DRS there towards Sahilu, so Nathan is definitely struggling there on the broken end plate, and Glowstick needs to react immediately, because if he doesn't, sorry about that, I was about to cough. If Glowstick doesn't sorry, let me repeat that. And Leon's lost the DRS, Azeeb's lost the DRS towards Leon there, so that's quite crucial indeed. And apologies about the commentary, I am still ill, believe it or not. I've been ill for such a long time, so that's why I am struggling to talk for the time being, because I'm a bit tone deaf. I can't really hear properly, or I can't, basically my voice sounds loud, if that makes sense. I think it's called tone deaf. But here we go then on the main straight. Look at Sahilu, right to the back of Azeeb, who's putting pressure on his own teammate there as we run up over Glowstick. Does Glowstick pass him? Yes, he does. That's a very crucial move for Glowstick not to get stuck behind as we go down towards turn 1. So close between the two as Nathan's lost traction at the exit of turn 1 there. Jeroen was quite far back. Did Jeroen Visser make a mistake as Glowstick slides in towards turn 2? Did Visser make a mistake out of turn 16 there? Because we're quite a long way back as both Ferraris swap places there because Nathan's JB can't handle his broken end plate. So Glowstick is out of the DRS range of Sahilu, but his medium compound tyres should be in good shape, so he might have the extra grip in the slow speed corners, although he is starting to struggle there on his medium compound tyres. It is a low grip surface indeed. Very low grip, and it's so difficult. I really do hate this track. I used to love it years ago on this game, or not on this game, but I used to love it this track a few games ago, but it doesn't really suit me no more. I do tend to struggle around here. I just tend to slide a lot in the braking zones, lose traction in the heavy traction zones as well, so not an ideal track for me. But crucially, Glowstick did get himself in the DRS range of the top 3 there, so this battle continues, this big battle for first place that goes from 10th to 1st, as Bosch Evans is at the back of this DRS train. After also not qualifying, Nathan nearly did a Tobes then. So I take it Tobes crashed out of turn 2, did he? Did he? But here comes Jeroen then, right to the back of the RP driver of Glowstick. As you can see that the hard compound tyres may be a little bit better than the medium compound tyres at this stage. We know the medium compound tyres do wear off quite a lot, as we see Azeeb right to the back of Leon then, as he pulls out of the DRS. Here comes Azeeb with the DRS open. Here comes Mercedes. I thought he was closer than that, but he isn't. As Azeeb now puts the Williams in the front of the field as Jeroen Visser goes up into P4. No, he doesn't. He outbrakes himself. He hits the wall. Oh dear, Jeroen Visser has hit the wall as he carried too much speed in towards the first corner, and that's put a big dent in his race. What a blunder, for this Grand Prix. I was very excited for Jeroen Visser when he was going to catch up towards the top 3, but here comes Legende, who retired at the pit lane exit, as Legende puts his Haas up into P6. A decent recovery drive from the Haas man so far. My teammate, of course, in another league. And Glowstick now finds himself out of the DRS race, so I think the top 3 are free to breathe and pull away. As Kalen's retired from this race, and it's a safety car. A safety car has been deployed, and I think the people on the medium compound tyres have been absolutely blessed. Nathan JB's been blessed as well because he can change his front wing. So the safety car has paid the pendulum towards the people on the medium compound tyres because he can put on the hards and take those hards towards the end. Yes, it'll be a struggle towards the end on the hard compound tyres, but the durability of them, they should be able to go towards the end from here. Optimistic, but it's the strategy. I think it'd be absolutely unwise, I think, yeah, not to pit, it must be said. It's a no-brainer for those guys in the medium compound tyres. What about the hardwooders? They can't go hard medium because, well, yes, they can. Oh, who's that who hit the wall? Bosch Evans there hits the ball out of turn 16. Has lost his end plate too for good measure, but every single driver then on the medium compound tyres should pit. But what about the hardwooders? Will they do hard, medium, medium? IRT Leon, has he lost his wing there? Has he lost his end plate? Has he? I can't really see. He has. As IRT Leon is racing his teammate. They go side by side in the pit lane. Oh my goodness! Leon overtakes his teammates in the pit lane. Can you believe that? And it's a double stack as well. It's a double stack. I have never witnessed something like this before. But Seeb has to wait behind his teammates and with a broken end plate too. That is such good racing there for Leon. Fantastic racing. I can't believe what I just witnessed. Oh, poor Seeb. A double stack for him, as he has to wait for his teammate to get changed and change his wing. I don't even know. Sebastian Vettel in 2016 did it. The safety car came out in 2016 and he overtook Carlos Sainz and Nico Hulkenberg. I'm not quite sure if that's legal or not. But either way, he did it. He almost put his teammate in the wall there. Unbelievably so. But Seeb must be so frustrated now that's happened. He must be absolutely frustrated with that. He has been absolutely mugged off with that one, it must be said, because he's destined to rejoin in P2. Now he's rejoined in P8, so he's rejoined about 6 places down because Leon had a longer stop because he had to change his wing, hence why he's in P4, not P2. Oh, Seeb there. Do you know what? I don't even have the racing IQ to do that type of move. I won't even think to do it, to be honest with you, but some drivers are quick thinkers, and Leon is one of them. That's what I mean. He made Seeb wait for a few more seconds because of his front wing change. Exactly. As what's happened to somebody who's just dropped down the order? Bosch Evans, who seems to have a problem there in the Aston Martin. What's he doing? Is he waiting to take somebody out? But he's dropped into P13, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with him. Hopefully he gets going once again, does Bosch Evans. Not quite sure what he's doing here. Oh, no, he's not. I don't think he's going to do that, surely, because I thought for 1 second that he might go back on the medium compound tyres, but he can't make those mediums go towards the end because the safety car might come in too early. But so the safety cars came out then. So there's 2 retirements. Kalen, who's triggered the safety car and has caused a lot of things to change in this Grand Prix. Nathan now has been blessed with that safety car. He's rejoined the P5 on the hard compound tyres, but there's quite a few cars get past. Legende now puts himself into P3 because remember, a few drivers have pitted to change their wing, and Seeb got caught up with that double stack as well. So that's why Legende has been shuffled up the order, Glowstick has been shuffled up the order, and Sahilo in first place has not pitted, and he might be in a bit of trouble unless a second safety car doesn't come out. If a second safety car doesn't come out towards the last stage of this Grand Prix, Sahilo is in big trouble because the pit lane loss around here is quite significant. Should be illegal. He had 2 wheels inside the pit lane line. Do you know what though? I think that's one for Twitter or one for TikTok. So we know Leon is a TikToker. We'll definitely see that his video will be posted on TikTok. Hopefully it has my commentary there too. So Leon, if you're listening, post it on TikTok, mate, and get my voice in there too. I wonder how C feels because surely these two are in a party together. They're both in RT. So how did the conversation go down between these two? I thought C was like, Leon, what the hell are you doing? He must be swearing in Dutch. For sure, was Seeb. Godverdomme for Seeb. But that was so good though. I've never seen anything like that, especially between 2 teammates and the IRT team as well. So I wonder how Seeb feels about that one. He is quite calm, is Seeb, to be fair. But when he gets angry, he absolutely loses his temper. It's quite funny to watch and listen to as well. But all of it's in Dutch, so I don't quite understand unless, of course, it's the K word. That's what he uses sometimes, but obviously I'm not going to say it on stream. But anyways, Sahilu leads on the older hardcore power tyres, so it's his normal optimal stretch from hards to mediums. I wonder how his strategy. I think he should have pitted, but he had no choice really, did he? He's in a bit of a He's been in a precarious situation, a bit of a predicament. Those guys who started the hardcore power tyres are in a massive predicament. That's the disadvantage by going to the hardcore power tyres early on in the Grand Prix, because the safety car around the circuit can come out, and the safety car is in at the end of this lap. Then, so the safety car comes in, and we're about to see some more action. Who is in the best place? I dare say Glow Stick, Legende, and Nathan, the people went from mediums to hards. But I'm not quite sure about the people in the mid-cup power tyres right now, because their tyres will be dead towards the end of the Grand Prix. Surely it's a two-stop for people in the mid-cup power tyres. That's about 18 laps left to go on those mediums. And we know the track is quite difficult with high tyre wear and low grip surface as well. So it's going to be super difficult, I dare say. But the drivers, they're going to have to manage it. And they'll be praying that a second safety car comes out as well. So 13 left to go in this Grand Prix, or 13 drivers still in this Grand Prix, as we're about to get racing once again very shortly. I remember the Formula 2 race when there was a massive crash last year. I can't remember who it was, but I think that's the driver's got the wrong impression and he had a massive crash. But hopefully there's no massive crash on this straight as we get racing once again. The IRT Leon is right to the back of Legende as we head down towards turn 1. Any moves being made from anybody so far in this Grand Prix? Anybody close enough to make a lunge in towards turn 1? No, they're not then. So they all remain in a single file for the time being as we head down towards turn 2. No DRS enabled for the time being, but IRT Leon is right to the back. Here comes Glowstick right behind Sahilo, and here comes Leon right behind Legende as about to go wheel to wheel in towards turn 3. We go. Legende has to get past, but Leon up the inside in towards turn 3, and Nathan almost makes contact. He hit the back of Legende, but thankfully didn't lose his wing for the second time in a row. Imagine that. A safety car comes in and you break your wing again. As we now head down towards turn 6 and turn 7, that's Giroud versus Freefall. As we see these two side by side, as you can see that Freefall gave enough space for Giroud around the outside. We've got C up the inside of AJ Wuhan now in towards turn 8 we go. Let's see who wins in this battle. Oh, one of them's got to back out, but it is AJ Wuhan who backs out in towards this corner. We have seen quite a few bold, brave moves around here, especially on the first lap between Nathan JB and IRT Leon. Great respect from those two to give each other enough space and room on the inside of the castle session there. But look at the Williams. That's IRT Leon overtaking Glowstick. Oh, there's contact between Glowstick and Leon there as Leon forces his way up into P2. He wants to get past these guys immediately because he knows he's on the midi-cop power tyres and the grip won't last for too long on those midi-cop power tyres there. So trying to make as much progress as he can as Nathan looks for a move on Legende as the top 5 go through in your picture. It is Sahilo who leads this train with Leon in P2. Glowstick looking for a move back on the Williams. Here comes Nathan on Legende as we head down towards turn 1. Look at this then as Leon takes the lead, does he? He's side. Oh, there's contact between Nathan and Glowstick. Glowstick's in the wall. Nathan JB has just put Glowstick in the wall there at the exit of turn 1. Glowstick will be absolutely furious with that one. He's also in the same party as well as Nathan JB, so a few swear words has been exchanged in that party as Leon overtakes Sahilo as Nathan JB then looking very reckless tonight. Isn't he in P4 as he's right behind Legende once again. Got a feel for Glowstick, mind his own business there in P6 because Glowstick was going to go for the move but he backed out of it because he knows that Leon was about to overtake Sahilo as well. Obviously, Glowstick didn't want to make it 3 abreast in towards turn 1 because he knew that contact was imminent. But unfortunately, Nathan JB arrived at the wrong time and hit the back of him and put him in the wall. And Glowstick rejoins in P6 there. Still in this DRS train, but how much damage has he sustained on his end plate? I'm not quite sure, but Yuri Visser is right behind him too as we climb towards the castle section. Look at Leon. Leon has absolutely pulled away from the rest of the pack. That's what he needs, and doing that overtake in the pit stops has really helped. Oh my goodness me, as he hits the wall massively going down in towards turn 16 there, as he really hit the he really made a big impact with the wall, but luckily did not lose his front wing as he keeps going once again. But the gap is 2.1 seconds there between Leon and Sahilo. Sahilo is on old hardcore power tyres, so still he's doing a really good job on those hardcore power tyres despite being being up there in P2 just defenseless. As here comes Legende now on the Mercedes driver. Here comes Nathan JB as he will take advantage as well, surely. No, he doesn't. He stays behind as Glowstick is down to P7. As you can see, Seeb getting closer and closer. Look at that. The gap was like 2.2, now it's 1.4 because that DRS was really helpful. In the background, a kick salvo almost goes off the track. That was Hobbsy as he falls down the order. As him and Kenny are changing position. You can see them back in the background there, changing positions. As we ride on board with the Mercedes driver. Here comes Nathan JB. And here he is on the inside as well. Can he make it 2 for 1? We're about to find out. There's contact between those two again. And here comes the Williams. Oh, there's contact. And they're both. Oh my goodness me. More contact. And they meet in the wall. Heavy contact indeed. That shows you 3 into 1 never goes, does it? And Jeroen Visser is now up into P3. Nathan JB has damage once again. So, very bad judgment of driving there, must be said. Glowstick is up into P4 after being hit by Nathan in the opening laps of the Grand Prix. I dare say now that Leon has the advantage because all those guys in the hard compound tyres have screwed themselves over by giving each other damage. So they can be quite slow as well with the loss of aerodynamics of the car. As we see 3-4 up in the order, up into P5 now. So 3-4 has capitalised from those people making mistakes. It's just that, oh my goodness, been more contact as well between those guys. It's the two brothers hitting each other. It's been quite a messy race as Nathan JB backs off as he has been involved in a lot of incidents during this Grand Prix. None of these drivers have the longevity, do they? None of these drivers have the patience because that was a very ludicrous move as well down towards turn 3 with all 3 of them met in the wall together. As now we see that ILT Kenny takes involved as well. Up into P6 he goes as Jeroen Visser is now ahead of Sahilou as he puts himself into P2. So decent recovery drive from Jeroen Visser after hitting the wall in towards turn 1 where Oliver Behrman crashed, I think, in a practice session. As Hobbsy gets ahead. Now we're side by side with Bosch Evans as they continue the battle there for P7 and P8. Bosch Evans puts himself into P7 ahead of the Sauber driver. So Seeb has pitted once again. What a dismal race for Seeb. Ever since that pit stop happened, ever since the safety car came out, and ever since his teammate mugged him off, his race has gone downhill since, with that contact between Legende and Nathan JB. Just 3 to 1, never paid off. Nathan collected both cars because he was in the middle of that trio, and there was nowhere he could go at all. It all started off when Nathan hit the back of Sahilou down towards turn 3, didn't it? But yeah. Just a shame, unfortunate as well. So, who has got the best strategy now in this Grand Prix? I'm wondering, Kenny in P6 and P6 there can take those sides towards the end, but I think Kenny does have damage again. He does, so Kenny does have damage. You got Hobbsy and Bosch Evans there. Did he make contact with Hobbsy towards the top at the caster session? And here he is now with the battery, and he's up into P7. Good job there from Bosch Evans, forced to move. So I wonder who's in the best place in terms of strategy because I don't know if these guys can stretch their mediums towards the end. So there is about 14 laps left to go. 14 plus 5 is 19 laps. So I am not sure if these guys can make it towards the end. I've seen miracles happen before that some people can really stretch their tyres to the end when they need to, but their tyres drop off dramatically. I've seen it before in league racing. They don't want to make another pit stop if they can help it, but they'll be hoping that a safety car does come into their aid. With Sahilou we know that's got to pit again because he hasn't pitted just yet in this race. Sahilou has gone from starting the hardcore power tyres, still on the hardcore power tyres he started on, to now pitting in the few laps time on the medium power tyres. Glowstick's in a good spot, but I think he does have end plate damage. Does he? Yes, he does on the left hand side. Thanks to Nathan as he hits him towards turn number 1. So a few cars at disadvantage with the broken end plates there, but obviously they're not going to pit because they lose a lot of time. So I don't know who's the best spot here. Hobbsy's in a good spot at P7. He has got his end plates on his car. 4 stars right behind as well. But it's all depends though how bad the medium compound tyres drop off towards in the Grand Prix. Because I don't think these guys, I don't think first and second might make another pit stop. So AJ, Nathan once again involved in a battle with Legende and P12. Remember, all these guys were victims of turn 3 and turn 4, and now they're back together on the track once again. It was the likes of Legende, Nathan JB, and who else was it? Seeb. Well, not Seeb because he was on the medium compound tyres, wasn't he? After starting the hard compound tyres. So the people who make contact, like Nathan JB and AJ, who are on the hard compound tyres, could take it towards the end of the Grand Prix easily. Whilst the people in the mediums may suffer, they have cost themselves big times in this Grand Prix, because the chance of winning now is slim and slim for both of them, all three of them. 3-4 did a relatively good job in P5 there on the mini compound tyres, but the same thing goes for him as well, trying to make it towards the end of those mini compound tyres. As Bosch Evans gets ahead of Hobbsy again, puts himself into P7 ahead of the Kick Sauber. Oh, so close there at the exit of turn 1. That wall sticks out like a sore thumb at the exit of turn 1 there. Be very careful not to hit it. I've been a victim of that corner too. It's really, really challenging, that corner. Number 94 of Glowstick running a decent race so far, P4. What's the gap towards him and Leon? The gap is 9.4 seconds. So let's say then, if the gap keeps rising, because we know that Leon's on the mini compound tyres right now, we know Glowstick's got a broken front wing, so I dare say the gap will keep on rising. And the more Leon could do this, the better for him. In terms of, let's say if he pits onto a bonus mini compound tyres, he could hunt down Glowstick and take him on for the win of the Grand Prix, because the gap's gone to 10 seconds, so the more Leon does this, the better for him. So let's say, if he doesn't pit, he might have the gap behind to try and win this race despite having very old tyres. Build up that gap and be very hard for those guys to close in. So I think Leon's got some good strategies opened on the table there in P1. It depends what he decides to do, depends how he feels those mini compound tyres, depends if he has the grip levels towards the end as well. Oh, Glowstick there, flirting with the curve on the outside of turn 10. But as you can see, the LP driver is continuously losing time towards the gap to lead of Leon there. So I think Leon's in good shape to win this Grand Prix in first place. The laps counter is 11 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. As we see now, 3-4 blast past the Alpine driver, puts himself into P4. Does he outbrake himself? He goes a bit wide. Glowstick there also loses traction at the exit of turn 1 as he tries to get the power quicker than Scott, but he couldn't quite do so. The two Scotsmen trade positions there. Oh, did he spin? I just heard massive wheel spin at the exit of turn 2, or turn 3, sorry. That's turn 2. But I thought I heard somebody spin at the exit of turn 2, because the sound effect sounded like there was massive wheel spin as Nathan JB and AJ Wuhan swap places once again. The two brothers have finished top 3 in the championship before, a few seasons ago, with Nathan JB in P2 and AJ in P3, but my TV is about to turn off as Seb in the Williams has set the fast up the Grand Prix, but I need to turn it. Oh, there we go. Because when the TV turns off, the PlayStation 5 turns off, which is very annoying, so I had to try and find my remote as quick as I can. But as you can see, all these guys here stuck in the DRS trays. 3-4 has brought the gap down, but I think advantage Leon still, because 3-4 is in the same position as Jeroen Visser and Leon as well, because he's on his mini compound tyres. He's got to make them last towards the end if he doesn't do another pit stop. I think he should eke him out towards the end, because there's no point doing the pit stop, because he will lose a lot of time. But talk about losing a lot of time, 3-4's pulled away from Glowstick. Glowstick is really struggling on those hard compound tyres. He's lost the DRS towards 3-4, so therefore under massive pressure from Kenny, Bosch Evans and Hobbsy right behind as well. So they need to capitalise to ensure. Oh, look at that, they're so close there. As we see now Kenny side by side with Glowstick, as we see Bosch Evans as well. Where will Bosch Evans go? In the middle? He's too far behind for the time being. DRS is enabled. Here comes the charging Sauber of Hobbsy. Here he comes, and here comes Bosch Evans on Glowstick as he puts himself into P6 now with Hobbsy with the inside of Glowstick as well. Glowstick has lost 3 places there in the space of 1 straight. Hobbsy with the inside, comes the corner towards turn 2, as now Hobbsy puts himself into P7. So there's not a lot going on during this Grand Prix right now, not a big battles as we saw. It's a shame really that really happened, because I would love to see the strategies being played out here. What was the best strategy to go on? Because we know that the people on the hardcore power tyres had a massive advantage, but most of them on the hardcore power tyres have broken end plates. But Sahilo in P3 hasn't pitted just yet. He's still on those hardcore power tyres he started on. That's massive respect, although he does slide a lot going down towards turn 8. But Sahilo's teammate, or Kyle, is in the chat. Jeroen Visser has retired at the exit of the castle section. No safety car being deployed, but the Ferrari driver is out on the Grand Prix. Man, what a massive shame there. And if a safety car came out, that would have answered the tyre problems for 3-4 and Leon later on the Grand Prix. So Jeroen is out of this race after being given a second chance after hitting the wall at the exit of turn number 1. Oh, Kenny there gets so close on the wall in turn 16. Just scrapes his front wing, but nonetheless gets away with it. Although he has got a broken end plate, but that was a long time ago. Chihuahua's teammate is Kyle is in the chat. Nice to see you in the chat, mate. I would hope you were racing. Kyle, by the way, when are we going to Tamworth? Because I really want to go to Tamworth, but maybe in May when the summer is better, when the weather is better. I do miss karting. I haven't been karting for quite a while now, as we see that's the two Scotsmen in the background. Sorry, Hobbs is not Scots. He's from London. But 3-4. Oh, he spun! Hobbs has spun out of turn number 1 there and lost his front wing. Did he make contact with glow stick, or did he just lose traction? I'm not quite sure. But Hobbsy also has, made a big mistake out of turn number 1. And Bosch Evans there is up into P4. See soon. They just slapped on new tyres so soon. So as I'm back from holiday, Jamie, we should go karting soon. Yeah, you do live down the road, mate. Doncaster, you live. You forget you don't live too far, but we should someday. So Leon then on the mini-car powered tyres, the only one on the old mini-car powered tyres because the guys behind pitted for new sets after being on the hardcore powered tyres. That's what I mean. So AJ, Legende and Nathan, they were on the hardcore powered tyres. They were in a good spot to try and win this Grand Prix, but unfortunately they all stepped on their own toes and took each other out of the Grand Prix, which is giving Leon a massive advantage to try and win. So I think that Leon, he has to take these tyres towards the end. There's no point pitting. I think he has to take these tyres towards the end of the Grand Prix. This worked out really well for Chihuahua. I don't know, because he has got to pit again. He hasn't pitted yet in his Grand Prix. And he'll fall all the way down as Hobbsy has retired from this race, and a VSC has been deployed, but Leon hasn't pitted. A safety car has been deployed. The safety car is out on the track. It's not a VSC. There's the safety car in the picture, but Leon goes through. Oh my goodness me. Leon was so lucky, because if he was just further along behind the road, he would have caught up with the safety car and been stuck behind it. That was a very lucky escape there from Leon. It's a safety car that's been deployed. I am very quick with reactions, by the way, because I saw a yellow dot on the road. So all these guys are then in the pit lane. It's a no-brainer for these guys to pit, and tyre wear should not be an issue towards in the Grand Prix. This has worked out so well for Chihuahua, because I was about to say that he would rejoin all the way down in 7th place, a long way behind. And now he's in a prime position to take on Leon. Leon should be in the lead once he makes his pit stop. He should be in the lead still, so he shouldn't lose the lead of the Grand Prix. But that was so lucky that the safety car wasn't called about 3-4 seconds before, because if it was and he passed the pit lane, then oh, sorry about that. I thought he cut the corner in towards. Can you see that white line there after the curb? I thought he cut the corner. My bad there. Got so surprised. But have you noticed as well that Williams has got front wing damage? Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, the Williams has got front wing damage there, as you can see on the left end plate. Bosch Evans, though, from starting at the back of the field, is up into P3. Can you believe it? From 15th up into 3rd. Fantastic indeed from Bosch Evans there. What a solid race he's driven, because he has watched the carnage unfold in front of him, and he has benefited from that. Because the leaders were like Jeroen, AJ, Legende, Nathan, Seeb, Glowstick, and they are falling backwards, those guys have. The people at the top of the time pages in qualifying have fallen backwards due to their own mistakes, and the people from the back have benefited to the front, and this is a big shot for a potential podium for those people we don't really see on the podium, including freefall, in terms of Division 1, as Leon there is in the pit lane. So yeah, like I said, Leon was very lucky not to catch up to the safety car, as he's in the pits right now. Let's see, it should be a set on the mini compound tyres. It is a set of soft compound tyres. I think those tyres should be still good towards the end. But maybe, let's see, 7 laps on those soft compound tyres. It is doable, of course, but would the mediums be better towards the end? ILT Leon has had such good pace. And ever since he overtook Seeb in the pit lane, Seeb has fallen backwards and got himself in towards the midfield mayhem whilst Leon's pulled away. That safety car, that first safety car has really hurt Seeb, because his teammate did a fantastic move in the pit lane. He was not playing tonight. He hasn't been playing whatsoever. He has shown his elbows, and look what he's done for him. He's put himself into 1st place. Track position is key around here. He knew that. He didn't want to be stuck behind Steve in the pit lane, did he? so he had to go for the overtake. Steve won his, I think, second ever race win around here. Yeah, he won his second ever race win in Baku in season 8. But here in season 12, it's just gone down for hill for him so far in 8th place there. I will take a glass of water, by the way, because I have not taken a single drink yet during this Grand Prix, so just bear with me. But it's looking good for that people like Kenny, 3-4 Bosch Evans, 4-star, the people that kept out of trouble this Grand Prix, and there should be about 5 laps left to go. I think Leon should be able to manage it on the soft compound tyres, but there will be scuff towards the end of the Grand Prix, I dare say, because the rears will be absolutely gone, I think. The Gende hasn't pitted, but I think he used up all of his tyre allocation there in P10. So like I said during the first safety car that Sahilo needs a second safety car around this period, and guess what? A second safety car has been deployed around this period and it's benefited him a lot. So technically he hasn't lost anything whatsoever, because he was going to lose a lot amount of time. But if the second safety car didn't come out, if he pitted as well. 11 drivers still in this Grand Prix, and who was it that just caused safety car? I can't actually remember now. I don't want to put the finger on anybody, but it wasn't Jeroen, that's for sure. Was it Hobbsy? Obviously it was Hobbsy, because he's the last one to retire. But how did Hobbsy retire anyway? That's the question. Where did he crash out of? Because I didn't quite see where he crashed. He was up into P8 before he crashed, and he crashed at turn number... That's an odd place to crash, you know, down at turn number 17. Was it? No, it's turn 16, sorry. So it was the Kicksauber Hobbsy. He was further behind, and he just lost it by himself, unfortunately, down at turn 16. And that is a common place to catch people out as well. Baku, of course, we've seen massive crashes around here in Baku, even on the safety cars where people have crashed, like Roman Grosjean did as well. Back in 2018 in the Haas, blamed it on Ericsson behind, or his engineer blamed it on Ericsson. But you know, Roman Grosjean's engineer, it's actually the engineer for Lance Stroll now. He has moved to Aston Martin, so well done to, what's his name? Is it Gary? Gary Gannon? Of course, he was the engineer for Magnussen, Grosjean, Mick Schumacher as well, Nico Hulkenberg, and now he's an engineer for Lance Stroll. Imagine being an engineer for Lance Stroll, my God. I remember Lance Stroll's old engineer, Brad, you could barely get any words out of him, or emotion either, because he was Adrian Sutil's race engineer as well, back in the Spike, I believe it was. But the Williams is leading of RT Leon. This track has never failed to deliver. It has always shown some brilliant races. Do you remember 2020 pole when Lance Stroll says, Brad, I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it. I'm on pole position. And Brad just said, Lance, you are pole position. Just like that. No emotion whatsoever. And also the funny moments where the radio button, or the energy button as well, back in China and in Netherlands, the safety car, and also talk about Lance Stroll. He scored his first ever podium here in Baku, finishing P3. And I remember as well, Felipe Massa had a suspension failure in 2017 because he was up there leading the Grand Prix as well, but unfortunately had to retire from that race. What a shame for Massa. I would love to see him on the podium in the Williams. He did finish the podium in the Williams about, when was it the last time he finished the podium? Was it 2016? I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. Here we go then, IRT Leon is about to take us away for a sprint race around here in Baku. There is 5 laps left to go. I remember you had a gearbox failure around here. Yep, I did have I had a gearbox failure around almost every circuit. But there is 5 laps left to go around this track, and it's going to be a sprint race all the way to the end. Like Lewis Hamilton said in 2021, it is not a sprint race, it's a marathon. Then Hamilton went off down at turn number 1 as Verstappen had a tyre failure. So did Lance Stroll on the main straights, as Sergio Perez went on to win his first win for Red Bull all those years ago. Glowstick gets ahead of 4-star as Legende gets himself ahead of AJ Wuhan. But as you can see, the gap is over a second already because RT Leon is on a bonus set of soft compound tyres, but with the advantage going back towards the Hillu's way when the mini compound tyres might be better than the softs towards the latter stages, but very late stage of the Grand Prix, but probably about lap 25, 26 towards the last laps of the Grand Prix. But so far, RT Leon is doing a mega job of breaking that gap already. He's bridging the gap. The gap is 1.6 as well, so big gap between Leon and Sahilou here. Looks like Sahilou cannot catch up, and he's under massive pressure for Bosch Evans. Bosch Evans, however, in P3, almost is the back of Sahilou going down towards turn number 8. But I really hope, for his sake, he does a good job because he's about to score a podium again here in Division 1. His last podium was at the Mexican Grand Prix last season. And here he is, as there's a yellow flag, and Nathan JB! And it's a virtual safety car. No, it's not. It's a safety car. A safety car has been deployed again in this Grand Prix. If for those people who are thinking, how do you know it's a safety car? Well, look at the full map and you see a yellow dot in turn 1. A yellow dot is in turn 1 and in turn 2. So that's how I know it's a safety car. That's a glitch this game. So when a VSC comes out, I make sure I look at the yellow dots, and the safety car is waiting in turn 2 as it accelerates out of the corner to try and wait for the drivers. This really hurts Leon though. It really does, because he's trying to bridge the gap against Sahilou. He's trying to bridge the gap, but the safety cars came out as well. A double Ferrari DNF here in Baku as Sieb is in the pit lane. He'll be absolutely peeved off with that as well, Sieb, as well. So a double DNF here for Ferrari, unfortunately, as they are out of the Grand Prix. It was a double DNF in 2022 for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc had an engine problem, and Carlos Sainz was out due to his... I can't remember why Carlos Sainz retired from the race, but Leclerc had an engine problem, and that's why he retired. And Sainz did as well. I think both Ferraris had an engine problem. Yeah, both Ferraris stopped due to mechanical problems as well. So that does refresh my mind. Double Ferrari DNF in that year. But Leclerc, I think Leclerc has been very strong around this track, but he just can't seem to get a win. It's like Monaco before he won. He just can't seem to win around this track. He's got such good pace. He's been on the podium multiple times around here in Baku, but it's a very strong track for him. He just can't seem to win. He's had pole around here too quite a few times. Like, I think back in 2023 when he took pole as well. 2022 it was, but didn't last very long, did it? But he just can't seem to get that win. Can Charles Leclerc around here. You remember 2018 was his best result in Sauber when he finished in 6th place. Mega result for him. But Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri had a fantastic battle, didn't they? Last year in F1. Chasing down Oscar Piastri, but he couldn't quite get him with the DRS because the flexi wings was quite powerful on that day too. Piastri with that fantastic dive bomb in towards turn 1, nice controlled to take his second win in F1 before his third and fourth this season. Oscar Piastri though, it must be said, is looking very good so far. I know it's early championship, but at the same time, we like to discuss about F1. We like to talk about how, yeah, even though it's about 3-4 races in, we like to make assumptions, don't we? And the assumption is that Lando Norris seems to be crumbling under pressure. I don't agree with Sky Sports F1, by the way, because Sky Sports F1 gave an interview to Verstappen earlier, didn't they, in the press conference, and they talked about Verstappen leaving Red Bull, but Verstappen has denied all that. As Crofty had the microphone in his hand and talked about him leaving Red Bull. But, you know me, I don't like the Sky Sports F1 comms. I prefer the F1 TV comms, as Carol knows. I think Sky Sports... but bunch of jokers really, except Martin Bundle. I do like Karun Chandok as well. Who else do I like? None of them really. But yes, there has been 3 safety cars, 5 retirements in this Grand Prix. Alex Jakes, yep, Kyle, Alex Jakes indeed. Maybe the safety car has helped Leon to a certain degree, because it helps him save his soft compound tyres, so the degradation will be high towards the end. So maybe a few laps around the safety car again might help his tyre life a little bit, preserve it, because we know the mini compound tyres could be the better tyres towards the end. But We're about to find out. I really hope the safety car ends this lap. And 10 racers in, well, 10 drivers left in this Grand Prix. So one Williams in first, the other one is at the back, and the man in the back was in the lead until the pit stop. He lost the lead in the pit stop, can you believe it? Because his teammate dived him on the inside. I would be so annoyed with that if that happened to me. I can't imagine what those two will be talking about in the chat or in the party. I know Steve will be swearing in Dutch, of course. I'm not quite sure. Is Leon German or Dutch? Or is he English? I'm not quite sure if he's one of them. I know that IRT Leon, there was another IRT Leon that was German, but I'm not quite sure if it's the same one. He's from England. He's English, sorry. So IRT Leon is English. But there's another one as well, because I think he's German, so I think there's two of them in called Leon in IRT. But anyways, then 3 laps left to go as the safety car peels off and spinning. But remember back in 2017 when I think Hamilton pulled the trigger too early and almost caught up towards the safety car, because you got to leave a gap between yourself and the safety car to come in, and Hamilton almost exceeded that as well back in 2017. I don't know how I remember all this, but literally remember everything about F1. Jody Setcher, the 1979 world champion for South Africa. Alan Jones, of course, world champion for Australia. As we see now, all 10 drivers there. This is literally a sprint towards the end of the Grand Prix. We might as well have a standard start, won't we? But here it goes then. Leon pulls the trigger very early in this race, as now Sahelu, can he stay behind Leon? Can he catch up? Well, he's caught up, but can he stay under a DRS? As we see that these guys in the midfield are scrapping away for 6th place here. We can see that Legende on the inside of 4-star as they make contact going towards turn 1. 4-star is wide, and here comes AJ Wuhan now. Looks to take advantage. He stays up the inside towards turn 2, and Sieb is looking to try to pick up the pieces after losing a lot of places as well. However, towards the front of the field, it looks like Sahelu this time has caught up. Can Sahelu stay in the DRS range of Leon? The DRS will be enabled on the next lap, of course, so it's very important for him to stick in the DRS range. But Leon so far is stretching the gap over a second as well. So incredible pace there from the Williams driver. 5/10 up in the first sector, as that safety car there, so it definitely helped him because it has extended his tyre life essentially. Glow Stick is the only person in this race to pick up a 3-second attack penalty as well. Leon is under massive pressure here in the Williams. There is 3 laps left to go. As long as Leon can stay out the DRS range of Sahelu, he should be okay. But Bosch Evans actually is putting pressure on Sahelu in P2. Sahelu needs to be charging forwards, but in fact, he's looking behind him. Instead of being the attack, he's on the defence. Free fall under pressure from Kenny right behind as well. So Kenny looking to try to take advantage of him. The Scotsman versus the Finishman for P4. The battle for P4. Glowstick there as well in P6. But let's see what happens there. The gap is 1.4 seconds in the last 2 laps. It's not good enough there for Leon, and I did see that as well. Leon did clip the wall in the castle section, but luckily gets away with it. He is actually losing ERS as well. He's used a lot of his battery, has Leon, but he's put it into medium, trying to save it. The gap is 1.2 then, so I think Sahelu is using battery down the straight, trying to get himself in DRS range of Leon, as Leon sets fast up for the Grand Prix on the stock compound tyres as we head down towards turn 1. Sahelu, though, has got 1 lap. Needs to get himself in the DRS range before turn 16 or after it, before the detection point, wherever that is. I'm not quite sure where the detection point is on the main straight on the next lap, but he needs to get himself in it quickly. So Leon is doing a job so far in the Williams, doing a mega job. Sieb is open to P7, this contact! And that pretty much sums up Sieb's race. Goes from bad to worse. Sieb, unfortunately, has had the worst race he can imagine. Still in P10 though. But yeah, I'll be looking backwards to think that first safety car has cost him big time. Now, Bosch Evans is the attacker. Bosch Evans looking for a podium here once again after showing a fantastic drive. This man has kept out of trouble throughout the whole race. He watched the carnage fall in front of him, he capitalised, he picked him off one by one, and now he is looking for another podium here. I think Leon has been secured as Sieb is in the wall again. We can't even see him, he's too far behind as both Albine swap places. 4-star now goes up into P8. But Sieb is out of the Grand Prix and his race has finally come to a standstill and ended. RIP Sieb. But Leon has pretty much got this covered now. The gap is secure and safe. He shouldn't be under pressure now towards the Grand Prix. What a fantastic drive it's been for Leon. But the battle for P2 is well and truly on because Kenny's there as well. Can Kenny get a podium as well as the DRS is wide open? Here comes Bosch Evans, the first driver to make a move as he puts himself into P2. Here comes Kenny. But Kenny is not going to go for the move just yet then. So let's see how the order is. I look at Kenny gets a decent exit out of turn 1, but it's all about the exit of turn 2. Let's see. Oh, almost in the wall there goes Kenny, but the DRS there is enabled then. Will Kenny overtake Sahilo down towards turn 3? Will Sahilo lose a podium? I wonder, as we head down towards turn 2. No moves being made just yet, but I dare say Bosch Evans is in the wrong position in P2 because he might get out-dragged by Sahilo, maybe Kenny as well. So it's very important now for Sahilo to get a good exit out of turn 16. Very important for Bosch Evans. Bosch Evans has to save EOS in the middle centre here because if he doesn't, he's got enough battery so far left in his disposal to stay ahead of these two. But it's all about the exit of turn 16. He needs to use all the battery as soon as he exits turn 16. That's the most critical part of the racetrack as well. But look at that, a bit of a mistake there for Bosch Evans in the castle session. Sahilo is right behind, Kenny is right behind too. I will feel for Bosch Evans if he loses the podium because this man has done such an incredible job. I think P3 he might get. I think Kenny might be a bit too far behind. We're about to find out now as they ride over turn 15 we go. This is the most important part of the racetrack. Turn 16 it is as we now head towards the corner. A bit of a moment for Sahilo as he crests the car, but Kenny is quite close towards Sahilo. But all the battery is going to be used in attack and defence mode. Can Bosch Evans stay the podium? They're already gained. Bosch Evans needs to use the battery. He might get swamped. He will get swamped. Here comes Sahilo on Bosch Evans as he's demoted to P3. Here comes Kenny who takes P3. But RT Leon who wins the Baku Grand Prix. What a fantastic drive for him. But Bosch Evans has been absolutely swamped as Sahilo gets up into P2. Kenny's up into P3. Oh, what a disappointed end there for Bosch Evans. That's what happens though when you go first in the DRS train. It's just unfortunate sometimes. That's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And that's the heartbreak of sport. It won't always go in your favour, unfortunately. But nevertheless, he drove a brilliant race to Bosch Evans. It's a shame there because I would love to see him get a podium. But what Baku Grand Prix actually packed for this race. And RT Leon was the one that won the Grand Prix. My voice wasn't quite prepared for that last lap. I apologise about that, but I didn't drink any water, plus I'm ill as well, so I wish my last lap commentary was a bit better than that. But Sahilo P2 ahead of Kenny, Bosch Evans in P4. Both Hasses, however, P5 and P6 are good points for both Hasses. AG Wuhan in P7 ahead of 4-star, and Glow Stick Ignite ahead of Sieb, and only 9 people finished the race, Sieb did finish the race, but 2 laps down, and the rest DNF'd. I'm going to go relax my voice because I think the services of my voice have been used up. My throat is killing me, the back of my throat. So yeah, I'm going to go and get some rest. But anyways, thank you for everybody tuning in. It's been a brilliant race, argy-bargy from time being. But that's what you expect out here in the streets of Baku. We'll see you all later, and good luck as well. I don't know why I'm saying good luck, but anyway. Enjoy the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix this weekend. Practice 1 is on tomorrow as well, so watch out for that. It's going to be a good race, hopefully in Saudi Arabia, as it usually is on the streets of Jeddah. Practice 1 is at 2:30, practice 2 at 6 p.m. On Saturday, practice 3 is at 2:30, qualifying is at 6, and Sunday, the race is at 6 p.m. as well. So, let's see then what we'll have to talk about during the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix next Thursday whilst commentating. Hopefully we'll have something to talk about, but we'll see what happens in Jeddah. And for now, we'll see you all later. Goodbye. Good night.